Kavanagh, good morning.
Good morning, Alec.
How are you, big man?
I'm good, how are you?
If I could be you for just one day.
Just one day.
Just one day. That's all I need. Just a little bit of the Kavanagh loving. You've got it all, haven't you?
I don't know about that, but, yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting journey the last few weeks, that's for sure.
How's your life now? I mean, presumably the ladies were after you before. Now it must be even better, is it?
Oh, I mean, I can't keep them away. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I just can't shake them off. But, I mean, you know about that, Alex. I mean, you have the same problem, don't you?
2 tons of fun, mate, I'm telling you. Ugly, fat ginger, it couldn't be worse if I was German. I got to be honest with you. It must be great being you, though, because you did this show, you'd already had a career before, then you came back with The Grease Is the Word. Was that a success, or was it not a success?
Well, I mean, it got like 6 million viewers every week, so to me that seems a success. I mean, I think the press just put it up against Joseph, but, it was a whole different audience. I mean, for me personally, it was a success because it's got me a second shot, and it's got me a second shot at the career again. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it was a success, yeah.
That Joseph programme was the gayest programme on TV, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually went to see it the other night, and it's even camper on the actual show itself's even camper.
Well, I walked out of the show. I was working in London for a while last year, and I went to see it. I think it was Stephen Gately who was playing it, which says it all, doesn't it, really?
Right.
And I just left within 10 minutes, and I normally walk out at half-time if I don't like something. I couldn't bear it. At the point when they had Blow Up Sheep on stage, I thought it was time for me to leave.
Yeah, you saw the Blow Up Sheep too.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You've seen it. Is this a new show completely, or have they just rehashed the old one that's been touring for years?
Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you about the Grease thing, because I've a couple of people, I know that are in it or whatever. People in the backstage, and they're using the old set for that as well. So I don't think they're spending a lot of money on either one, to be honest.
There's a line in The Producers that says, Rule 1 of theatre, never invest in a show, and Rule 2 of theatre, never invest in a show.
Right.
Perhaps they're not bothering.
I think it sounds like that. I mean, Blow Up Sheep, I mean, come on.
I know, I have to pay good money for that in Soho. What's your review then out of 10? Would you go and pay to see it?
Which one, Grease or Joseph?
Well, let's start with Joseph.
I actually enjoyed it. I mean, I'd had a few drinks beforehand, but I mean, I'd give it like a 5 or a 6. It was a comedy, it was comedic, and it was good, and he was great in it. I thought, I mean, for that role, I mean, Grease, obviously, I'm, a bit biased, but maybe not because I'm not in it. So I'll have to wait and see it.
I was amazed the first time I saw the musical of Grease how outrageous it was. There's some real shocking lines in it about, wagons and things like that.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to use that in this one, but yeah, we had to take that out in the show on the TV.
Why? I mean, it's only about kittens.
Right.
Am I missing something? Kavanagh, let's talk about your time in that show. Was it exciting? Was it traumatic? Was it fun? Were you abused? Did you find David Guest completely revolting?
Oh, God, I mean, to be honest with you, when I went into that show, I mean, I couldn't get arrested, to be honest with you. I mean, I came back to this country after being in America for so long and, with the new music, and I was basically told, forget it, you can't, unless you do a reality show, you're not going to get back in and you're not going to have a shot. And I thought, oh, God, because Big Brother had just happened and that was a disaster. The Jungle was months away and I was basically down on my luck, and then this thing popped up. So I really had no choice. But for me personally, apart from the show itself, the actual whole experience was great for me because it got everything going for me. It was discipline. It was, it was just great to have a routine every day, and people probably saw it on the show each week. I was getting, I hate to say mojo again, but really that's what did happen for me. It was an interesting ride, the whole thing. The judges were all completely insane in their own way. David Guest is actually become, a bit of a friend. I mean, we've hung out a bit, and he's just in his own world, but he means well. And Sunita, obviously, you saw the outfits, which kind of explains that.
Cuckoo.
And I think David Ian, lovely guy, but David Ian, had his eye on, I think he was nervous in case I was going to win it, because I think he might have thought I might have got bored, because it was a year's contract, 8 shows a week,
I think it was very brave of you to do it in the first place, because had you been turned away at those first auditions, you would never, ever have worked again in show business, would you?
No, I mean, that's why I was a nervous wreck. I mean, you saw the state of me. I mean, but I literally had no choice. I mean, I had to do something, But luckily, I stuck in there right to the end,
I'm going to play your new song in a minute. I Can Make You Feel Good is the new song. It's 7 inches, which is remarkable.
Yeah, well, it's actually one of my old ones, but it's been re-released because of this best of album that the old label are putting out, you see.
Who's buying this now, then, Kavanagh?
I've no idea. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, unfortunately, I can't really promote it as much as I'd like to because it's my old label and so... there's only little things I can do, so I'm not sure how amazingly well it's going to do, but it'll be nice to have something get out there in the shops while I'm working on my new stuff, because I'm banging the studio again, and a new proper single will be out before the end of the year. Hopefully a new generation, you never know, because it's funny though, because some people know me as Anthony after this show. Like, in the street, people shouting, Anthony, 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 because they don't know me as Kavanagh, because my name is Anthony Kavanagh, but I used to be known as Kavanagh, so I'm almost like two people.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, the way that your career's gone, you're now doing and selling out things like GAY. Are you very big with the Friends of Dorothy?
Definitely. Oh, God, yeah. I mean, in this day and age, but bring everybody on. I mean, we need to connect with that, especially the Friends of Dorothy. I mean, they do, and also that's actually a great venue to play because, you get paid well, and you go on stage at like 1 o'clock and just jump around a bit, and they seem to love it. And by then, everyone's kind of out of it anyway.
And you also get groped for free on the way out the building.
Exactly. That's why you need your bodyguard.
Have you ever considered going the other way?
I would never put it past anyone. I mean, who knows in this day and age? Who knows which way the wind will blow? Pardon the pun.
If you had to sleep with any male celebrity, who would it be?
Well, apart from you.
You have to ask them sort of questions, mate. Is that alright if we just move on?
Well, actually, if you want publicity from it, I mean, I can get you that. If you don't, we can talk about the album.
If that's okay, mate, yeah.
All right, then, so you don't want to answer that question?
I mean, do you want to answer the question,
Well, I was going to say him.
Oh, fair play.
Thank you. No, the way it works, mate, I could get you... I mean, last week I got 2 column inches with Marley and Class and other people, and this is how you do it. But if you want to talk about the album, that's fine. What do you want to do, Kavanagh?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Carry on. I mean, I can't see what's going on in the other room. I'm just chatting to you, so I don't know.
Well, I'm having a great time if you are.
Yeah, I'm having a lovely time.
So back to that question then. Other than me, if there was anybody you could sleep with, I mean, who would it be?
Oh, God, I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah.
Probably, let's see. Who could I say on that? David Guest.
Really? I mean, he's fabulous. And I love the way that he charcoals his own hair. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? I don't know, does he?
Well, he puts that black stuff on. Didn't you watch his programme?
No, I didn't see the programme.
Yeah, he paints his own hair before he goes out.
Really?
Yeah, if it rains, he's in terrible bother.
Oh, God.
What's the most exciting thing that's happened in your career? I mean, what is the one memory you've got that if it all ended tomorrow, you'd go, thank God for that?
Probably going to... probably getting a phone call to go at the last minute to see if I wanted to go and play for the Princesses of Brunei's birthday party.
Ah.
And I was in LA at the time and I was a bit down on my luck. And it came out of nowhere and they flew me out there. It was brilliant. And, got paid a nice amount, and I was in Brunei in the palace. I'll never forget that, because it was literally a palace. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I never did anything so over the top in my life,
You seem quite natural at it, and I always think that's nice, because in this business there's a lot of people who aren't very natural and look difficult and awkward on stage.
Right.
Is this something you've always done and always loved, presumably?
Yeah, I mean, I've always just kind of breezed into, maybe it's a fault of mine, I should probably be a bit more focused, but I seem to have just breezed into things. Luckily, like, when I left school, I was working at McDonald's, not really know what I was doing. The next thing I send this tape to this manager, I get signed up. So that was like, okay, now I'm going to be a pop star. With the Grease thing, dancing wasn't my forte. I think that was quite clear, because Danny B was like, lives and breathes it and studied all of his life. I mean, he literally was straight out of stage school, so, I mean, he could do the splits and jump in the air and all sorts. I love performing. I wouldn't say I love the dancing part so much.
Listen, it's lovely talking to you, and thanks for coming on the programme today. And congratulations on everything, because you're doing really well. And I think it's probably not going to do you that much of a disservice not being in the Grease thing. I think you're probably better making a name for yourself now. You've had that huge 6 million people watching you on a Saturday night. Can't do you any harm, can it?
Fingers crossed. It could be blow up Sheeps and Joseph, couldn't it, Alex?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm all for a blow up myself, know. Listen, it's lovely to talk to you, and I apologise for upsetting you earlier or upsetting your management.
Oh, no, I couldn't see what was going on. I was actually happily chatting.
I know. Thing is, you see, I get heckled all the time. This is what women normally do to me, you see. I'm not expecting it from blokes. Kavanagh, good to talk to you. We'll play the new single for you now, and thanks for coming on the big show.
Thanks, Alex.